we're in jail. Because when you get angry, you start going like this. And that's not what we do. Hey, all right. Okay. Please. I need your help. Mr. Bravo, you stand charged with now assault and bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer, will be appointed to represent you, sir.
On April 15th at 5454 Washington Avenue, officers were dispatched an assault in progress involving weapons call at Clutch Bar parking lot. Lorenzo Castillo was arguing with an individual in the parking lot.
He's at a, wait, he's at a bar?
Parking lot.
It's a restaurant too, but he was the designated driver. But they didn't say he was intoxicated, but he could be wrong.
To Clutch Bar, but it was the parking lot of it. Officers were able to detain two other co-defendants, Isaac Bravo and Carlos Ventura, based on witness statements. Complainant one stated that the defendant, Lorenzo Castillo, swung at him first and he defended himself. The co-defendants then began beating him up at the same time, but was able to see how many more suspects were beating him up at the same time. Complainant one stated that he did feel pain as well to press charges. Complainant one had major injuries to his face and was checked out on scene by HFD, but did not want to get transported. Complainant two knows Lorenzo Castillo, the co-defendant. Complainant two stated that the defendant and several other suspects were beating on her boyfriend and she was hugging her boyfriend in attempts to defend him. Complainant one stated, or complainant two stated, she was also struck by several punches by the defendant, Lorenzo Castillo, and other suspects. The complainant two had blood on her hands and clothing, but she stated that the blood was from her boyfriend's injuries. Complainant two pointed out a bump on her head and stated she felt pain from that bump. Witnesses viewed the defendant and co-defendants assaulting complainant one and tried to separate the complainant two from the incident as she was getting assaulted. Defendant Castillo and co-defendant Carlos Ventura went and opened the door to the car and continued to assault complainant one. Witness one stated that the defendant is a family friend and he knows the defendant's aunt. Witness two, who stated that the complainants and him were walking towards a Clutch Bar and had a verbal argument with the defendant and co-defendants, but was able to de-escalate the situation. And later on that night, that is when the complainant was ultimately assaulted by the defendant and the co-defendants. On
significant injuries, you said, huh?
Checked by HFD, Your Honor. I have checked because the complainant one stated on scene that he's going to go to ER on his own. He didn't want to pay for the bill. So I'm going to check with that complainant to see if there's anything more and subpoena those records.
And Judge, the police report reads this when it says defendants. I think this offense report or whatever the summary is of 3 people. And so he's reading Ventura and he's reading Castillo. And they're the
defendant.
Very well, it's convoluted and defendant in terms of there's nothing saying what he did. They said that Ventura and Castillo went and opened the car door, started fighting this guy. According to my client, he was the designated driver. They went into this place to go eat. The other guys were drinking. They had an argument with these people before going into the place. And when they come out, the argument ensues for whatever reason. My client says he tried to break it up and then a fight ensues. So that's where we're at. Like I said, he didn't, he was just in the middle of everything, but in the police report kind of reads like that. But I mean,
I asked you to do one thing. What did I ask you to do? Stay out of trouble. You picked up an assault. Now we're revoking your bond under DWI. You're going to jail. And I'm telling you now, you pick up a 3rd case, I'm going to make your bond so high, you're going to flip. You understand? I'm ordering you now not to have any contact with any of these people whatsoever. No weapons, no driving, anything. You understand? Let me see. I mean, I hope that there was not a bail order or there was a affidavit that you signed promising us you wouldn't drive, because then I'm going to have a contempt hearing.
His license is good. He won the ALR hearing.
Judge, who's this on?
Bravo. All right. So he goes with you now, and then I'm going to set the bond at 5,001 on the DWI, and then that's it.
You know what? Hang on to this, because I think they checked this in with you at jail. Because I don't know, I'm going to Washington for like a conference. Maybe this is, right, is that right? They'll be with his property, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna call him.
Center. What's to say he doesn't go and beat everybody up there?
Yeah, I get it. I can't guarantee that. I get it, Judge. I get it. But I'm trying to get him some help, you know?
I get
30 days in jail is not the help, you know?
So Bueno,
Yes, sir.
how are you? How's jail?
Yeah, jail been all right.
Do you know why you're here?
Yeah, for warrants.
Tell me again.
Warrants.
Come closer. Come to the bar. I can't hear you.
Warrants.
Correct. For what though?
No, just,
Assault.
assault. Yeah.
You know what happened with the assault as to why you got arrested?
I was in a mental health hospital.
And then what happened?
Judge.
No, he's getting it. You're doing great, Mr. Bueno. You're doing fantastic.
Judge, this may go into,
Well, my point is that
I got hungry, and I asked the lady, I asked the guy for some food.
Judge, this is going in.
okay, Mr. Bueno, your lawyer here, Mr. Laredo, wants to get you into the Harris Center to get you help. My fear is that if we do that, another assault will occur. And I do not want that to happen. The reason you are here is because no self-control. You must exercise self-control. Do you understand? That's why you were in jail. Because when you get angry, you start going like this. And that's not what we do. Do you understand? How do I know if we take you to the Harris Center that it's not going to happen again?
I wasn't on my medicine at the time. I guess taking my medicine will help me to stay self-control.
Are you taking it now? You're not taking your medication now?
Because I don't know which way to how to get my medicine.
Can we get him into medical or something so we can get him to the medicine that he needs?
Judge, my understanding is that based on what I have access to, he's on something. They're prescribing something, Risperdal, I think.
Let me see.
From what I'm able to check on. What I saw. So he's on something, to my understanding.
Supposed to be on 5 medicines. 5 different medicines.
Judge, and this is one of those cases where I don't want to say too much, you know, but
We're here as,
schizophrenia pops up so much on his history, Judge. For years, it's been popping up, and so it's. I mean, the only reason I say that, I'm trying to get him some help, Judge. I mean,
Mr. Bueno, I want to get you into the Harris Center, but I want the people at the Harris Center protected. I don't want you to do anything like what happened at the other place. Do you understand? I will give you one chance, but if you fail me again, you will be stuck with me in jail for a long time. I will only release him to the Harris Center. And we need to know that when you speak to the people at the Harris Center, that he knows that they know about the tendencies so that they are protected as well.
So if I could just give you an update on why I'm proposing this, Judge. I did this in court 6, maybe 3 weeks ago. The way this happened was, it was kind of the same situation where he needed help. I get in contact with somebody in the MAC. They tell me supposedly there's different programs or stuff. I explain to them what's needed. They make it happen with the Harris Center. We release him directly to the Harris Center, and then he gets his help. And then
I'm okay with that.
okay. And
But like I said, only if he gets released to them and they pick him up and they take him directly there.
right, that's what we were able to do last time, and that'd be their expectation this time as well.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll it to what's today, Wednesday?
So
Friday?
perhaps reach out to Brad Morris so that we can get into like a mental health PTI or perhaps something like that to that caliber, not necessarily a PTI or however they want to craft it. I don't care,
Got it.
but that they release them directly to the Harris Center.
Okay. So I was kind of on board depending on what they say, but I'll keep working to that.
Judge, I think we should hold off on the PR bond until we have something set in stone.
I'm not giving them a PR bond today, of course.
I thought that was,
No.
I thought that was the direction we were going.
No, nope. Not until I know where we signed the document and we have a releasing document to the actual Harris Center.
Yeah.
That's only until that.
My only concerns were, once I can file the order, but basically the Harris Center will just say, we don't have a basis to hold.
We're not ready yet.
Yeah,
Not
so.
ready. It's too premature.
And that's where
That's the route.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting in contact with Max, sure, and everything else, so I have answers for you guys, and with the idea that he's gonna be taken care of over there, and I'll come back with you guys, but everybody's on board, it seems like, so.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Bueno, self-control.
Yes, self-control, I'm trying to do that, self-control.
That's why everybody's in jail, because they have no self-control.
Start doing that self-control.
Good. Good things will happen then.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Judge, thank you for the opportunity.
Misdemeanor took control of the felony. It's just the misdemeanors.
Ms. Williams, let's go through this. In June of 22, you had an interference that dismissed. In September of 2022, you had an injury to a child dismissed. In September of 23, an aggravated assault against a family member dismissed. Pursuant to that, you pled to a robbery and they put you on a probation for a robbery case. Since that time, you've now picked up in January of this year, a failure to stop being information. We gave you a bond, you got out. And now you've picked up another 2 cases. You picked up an evading arrest and a failure to identify oneself to a peace officer. Let's go through those. Do you mind going through probable cause on the 2 newest cases, please?
Yes, Your Honor. So on these cases, on April 13, 2024, officers were dispatched to the assault in Harris County, Texas. Officers arrived and observed a large crowd of people in the parking lot. Officers observed defendant to be walking away from the scene. Officer told the defendant to stay at the location. Officer then spoke to an individual who stated 2 girls jumped her, and she has video of it. Complainant pointed out the defendant and stated she is one of the girls who jumped her. Defendant then began to walk away again. Officer told the defendant to stop, and the defendant began running away from the officer. Officer chased the defendant. Defendant ran 100 feet before being caught. Defendant then gave the name of her sister. A JBC officer read the defendant's friends that came back to the warrant for arrest for the FSGI.
So she had the warrant out.
She had a warrant, I believe, for the
Let me look at the names just to be sure which warrant we're talking about. It's going to be warrant out from Judge Nelson's court in the 42nd.
Yes. So she picked up the FSGI. They subsequently filed the motion to adjudicate.
Got it.
That
Okay.
was the warrant that was issued. That was.
So here's what we're gonna do. I am now revoking your bond on the failure to stopping of information. And they gave you 2 PR bonds on your 2 newest cases. I don't think so. I'm now revoking those PR bonds as well, and I'm gonna raise those up as well. And I'm gonna tell you, if you do get out again, I'm gonna order you under home confinement. Because when you get out, nothing good happens. Do you understand, Ms. Williams? The only thing we want are streets to be safe. And does that happen? Okay, so,
It's not saying you're guilty of them, okay? And we're just saying we're right to a jury trial. It's just a matter of, the judge wants to make sure that you're safe and that everyone is safe if you get out, okay?
no,
All right.
the problem, Ms. Williams, is that you're on bond or on probation for a very serious robbery case where people go to prison for 20 years. The only thing we ask you to do is behave yourself. And when you put yourself in a situation where it's inevitable that bad things are going to happen,
And Judge, I would like to say that Judge Beatty and the failed ID, again, we're not conceding that they happen, we're just saying, but they are moments of being scared, Judge. And just, she's not out there.
I don't know. It sounds to me like she's not charged with another assault.
And again, Judge, it's just, she's not there stealing or anything else, it's some intentional thing. It is in the moment, it's obviously she's scared and she maybe makes a decision that she shouldn't make, but we'll look at the evidence, Judge, and approach.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, for sure. So, for now, I'm going to set all the bonds at 5,003,
Yes, Judge.
and then we'll go from there, man.
We'll reapproach it, we'll get some more information, Judge.
Sure.
As well as when we get some information on the felony.
They're not going to file any new cases, are they? The assault or anything?
That's unknown right now, but Your Honor, I think for now, the charges are just going to stay at this.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
¿Qué tal? Solo mire, el juez le contesta en español.
We have you.
¿Cuál es su nombre, señor?
Antonio Vergara.
Ok, solo mira para allá. Antonio Vergara.
Vergara.
Your Honor.
Is it River?
27, be like boy.
Got it.
Vergara.
Vergara.
Ah, ese es Vergara.
Are we doing a plea, Marjorie?
Yes, Your Honor.
What time are we looking at?
21 days.
Okay.
Mr. Belgada, you're charged with burglary of a vehicle. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement where they're offering you 21 days in jail with credit for the 22 days that you've done. You were giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this. Do you understand?
Sí.
From now on, if you pick up any future cases, you will be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. You must also understand that if you continue to pick up these burglary of a motor vehicle cases, they can use these to enhance you to a felony. And then you will be looking at serious time in prison. Not only that, you live in Texas. You mess with the wrong person, they're going to shoot you dead, like it happened 2 weeks ago.
Nos pasó hace 2 semanas.
Do you understand?
¿Entendió, señor?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense, sir?
Ofensa. Solo míralo, a él le dije, no me mira a mí, escuche muy bien. Guilty.
Find you guilty. I will follow the agreement.
De acuerdo, claro.
Good luck to you, sir.
Diga lo que quiera.
That's it.
Your Honor.
And honestly, that's the part of this hearing that hits the hardest. Every single defendant standing in that courtroom was there because one bad decision turned into another. Some were asking for freedom, some were asking for help, and the judge was left trying to decide who could be trusted with a second chance. Throughout the entire hearing, one message kept echoing over and over again: self-control. Because in the justice system, one moment of anger, one reckless choice, or one wrong crowd can completely change the direction of someone's life.